Hi there. Today we're going to look at lesson number 14. God did not create a meaningless world. The idea for today is, of course, the reason why a meaningless world is impossible. What God did not create does not exist. And everything that does exist exists as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It is of your own making and it does not exist. Now, this paragraph in and of itself explains exactly what A Course in Miracles says in its introduction. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists, and herein lies the peace of God. Why? Because what God created exists, what God did not create does not exist. That's why God cannot be threatened. So let me read this again because this is really crucial. This is a foundational lesson for everything that we're going to be doing later on. And it explains, it kind of answers why the previous lessons have been set up to get us to see that we're always seeing the past, so we're never seeing the now moment. Our eyes don't really see, our eyes project out. So that we can begin to understand that we have given a meaning, we projected a meaning, overlaid things, a meaning on things based on our past experiences, which is why we never perceive what is really happening. So the idea for today is, of course, the reason why a meaningless world is impossible, because God did not create a meaningless world. What God did not create does not exist. All of your perceptions, my perceptions, our projections, God is not creating them. My judgments, my sliver of an opinion about things, God is not creating that. I am making that up as I go. This is why it does not affect what God created eternally. And everything that does not exist, and everything that does exist as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It is of your own making and it does not exist. Now, this can feel very confronting for somebody who wants to be righteous about what they have created, what is really out there. That's your ego. Just be aware that if this offends you, it's offending the ego aspect of you. But if you're really at a place where you're ready to shed your ego, this probably makes you very excited. It makes me so giddy, it's not even funny. Paragraph 2. The exercises for today are to be practiced with eyes closed throughout. The mind searching period should be short, a minute at most. Do not have more than 3 practice periods with today's idea unless you find them comfortable. Don't push it, because the ego is not going to allow you to do this more than it is going to feel comfortable. So if you try to push through that, you're going to create a little discomfort inside of yourself. Don't do that. Listen to your body. It doesn't lie. Follow intuitive guidance as to how many times to do this. So if you do, it will be because you really understand what they are for. That means if you do more of these exercises. Paragraph 3. The idea for today is another step in learning to let go the thoughts that you have written on the world and see the world of God in their place. The early steps in this exchange, which can truly be called salvation, can be quite difficult and even quite painful. Some of them will lead you directly into fear. This is why you got to watch how often you're doing this. You got to honor the part of you that can only go so far and let that be okay. That's part of self-love. That's part of self-acceptance. You will not be left there. Follow these exercises. You're going to be moving through that. You will go far beyond it. Our direction is toward perfect safety and perfect peace. Don't you love knowing that Jesus is promising us perfect safety and peace in a world where we live inside of stress and anxiety and lack of safety because things change so much? We have become desensitized to how to reconnect with perfect safety and perfect peace. And the only way to do that is to know what is real so we can let go of what is not. Paragraph 4. With eyes closed, think of all the horrors in the world that cross your mind. Name each one as it occurs to you and then deny its reality. God did not create it, and so it is not real. Say, for example, God did not create that war. and so it is not real. God did not create that airplane crash, and so it is not real. God did not create that disaster, and so it is not real. The way that I would say it for me is, God did not create my divorce. God did not create my divorces, so they're not real. God did not create my anxiety, so it is not real. God did not create my shrinking, so it is not real. God did not create my feeling superior, so it is not real. So those are just a few examples for me. Paragraph 5. Sustainable subjects for the application of today's idea also include anything you are afraid might happen to you or to anyone about whom you are concerned. In each case, name the disaster quite specifically. Do not use general terms. This is an opportunity for you to claim the thing that in your mind you've given power to, and then say that it is not real. How liberating is that? In the safety of your home, to practice saying things that are contradictory in your own mind so that you can begin to see that there are two ways of looking at things in your mind. Because as we move to creating miracles, you have to see that you have thoughts that you've made up, and then there's the truth of God in there. So if God does not create your thoughts, then what is the truth of God? You can't get to experience the miracle if you're not at least open to the possibility that there are two ways of looking at the world in your mind, yours and God's. So continuing in paragraph 5, so sentence number 2. So in each case, name the disaster quite specifically. Do not use general terms. For example, do not say, God did not create illness, but God did not create cancer or heart attacks or whatever may arouse fear in you. Again, be specific. Paragraph 6, this is your personal repertory of horrors at which you are looking. These things are part of the world you see. Some of them are shared illusions and others are part of your personal hell. It does not matter. Shared illusions are what we agree with others. What God did not create can only be in your mind apart from His. Therefore, it has no meaning. In recognition of this fact, conclude the practice periods by repeating today's idea. God did not create a meaningless world. Paragraph 7. The idea for today can, of course, be applied to anything that disturbs you during the day. Aside from the practice periods, be very specific in applying it. Say, God did not create a meaningless world. He did not create, name that specific situation that is disturbing you, and so it is not real. I hope you give yourself the gift of doing these exercises full out. Not just this one, all of them, but specifically this one, because it's a profound, profound, profound exercise to help you deny what God did not create and to help you acknowledge that God did create a world that has meaning. We have to get comfortable with that so we know what it is that we're leaving behind and what we're moving toward. Thanks a bunch and have a magnificent day.